just what I needed to make me a well man.
Terry Evans, if you ever do that again, I'll chloroform you, so help me.
Remember, it is the duty of a nurse to give a man the kind of medicine he needs to make him well.
It's not the medicine I object to, it's the method of application.
Oh, very well. I think I can stand another dose. Let's have a demonstration of your method. You may proceed with the treatment, nurse.
I'm afraid your case is hopeless, Dr. Evans.
Oh, hello, Dr. Maynard. I
thought you were at the hospital.
Well, I got through sooner than I expected. I came back to take care of a few things.
I see. Well, if you can postpone taking care of them for a few minutes, I'd like to see both you and Miss Drake in my office.
Yes, sir.
Fred and I have been checking the blood supply record. It's happened again.
You mean there's more of it missing?
12 pints.
I can't understand it. Why would anybody want to steal blood?
I don't know. But I'm going to report the matter to the police in the morning. And Fred, I want you to put a lock on that refrigerator.
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess that's all. Oh, Terry.
Yes, sir?
I'm going to let you handle that McDonald case by yourself.
By myself? That's a pretty delicate operation.
Have you any doubt about performing it?
No, sir.
Neither have I.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Terry. What can I do for you?
My wants are simple, Dr. Maynard. Very simple. Blood.
Blood? That's a strange request.
I'm a strange man, Doctor. Don't you remember me?
Your face is familiar, but I can't place you.
Your choice of words is ironic, Doctor. 5 years ago, you placed me in the Brookdale Mental Institute. I wasn't insane. But who'd listen to me after Rufus Maynard, the great brain specialist, had given his learned opinion? You still don't recognize me? My card.
Murks. Ormand Murks.
I see that refreshes your memory. Takes you back 4 years, doesn't it? To the night Dr. Garland, the house physician, rushed me here from the Institute.
understand it. Except for a pathological brain disorder, he seems physically sound.
He was physically sound, in perfect health. It doesn't make sense.
There are a lot of things about Murks that don't make sense. For example, why did he continually ask for blood transfusions?
It was a fixation with him. And the main reason I had him committed to your institution, he seemed to feel that periodic transfusions would guarantee him a kind of immortality.
You think there's anything in it?
Nonsense.
I can't help thinking that Murks kept hidden some phase of his case history.
Perhaps the autopsy will...
Impossible. He must have had a premonition of his death. Just this morning, he gave instructions to have his body turned over to his brother for burial in the family mausoleum on their estate at Greenwood Knoll.
Well, then I guess the case is closed.
But you were wrong, Doctor. The case was not closed.
But I saw your body. I examined you. You were dead.
Unfortunately, one who has confined his studies to the problems of the living is not in a position to judge. To you, death is merely an absence of life. There is no intermediate stage. But that is where we disagree. For I have discovered a world in between. A world of living death. In my former profession, death was an everyday occurrence to me. I began to wonder, would it be possible for a man to appear to be dead and still be alive? The thought fascinated me. It became an obsession. I gave up everything to find the answer. And at last, I found it. In a land of voodoo rites and devil potions, where your profession has no place. The Valley of the Zombies. You seem skeptical, Doctor. So was I. Until I tried it. Perhaps if you... No? Well, I don't blame you. For once you've taken it, there's only one thing that will counteract its effect. Blood.
So it was you who have been stealing it?
Indirectly, yes. And now I'm here for some more. Quickly. There's no time to lose.
Of course. I'll phone the hospital at once and have them...
Hospital? And have my affliction publicized in the newspapers and medical journals to be exhibited as some strange monstrosity before an amphitheater of prying experimentalists? Never.
But I have no blood your type here.
You wouldn't lie to me.
You can see for yourself. The supply is in the treatment room.
Then I'll have to take yours. I happen to know we're the same type. You'll have the pleasure of contributing to the cause of science. And I'll have the satisfaction I've been waiting for so long.
Ormand.
So my dear brother has finally gotten around to thinking about me.
Why are you here?
Why shouldn't I be when you fail me?
I haven't failed you. Dr. Maynard was becoming suspicious. I had to wait for an opportunity. But you'd have got it tonight.
Would I? And where would you get it? There's none of my type here.
This is your type. I put it in this container to fool Dr. Maynard. What? Why, what's so funny?
I was just thinking how well you fooled him.
Dr. Maynard! What have you done to him?
Need you ask?
When I agreed to help, you gave me a word that there'd be none of this.
When I need blood, I must have it.
But not this way.
Anyway.
All right. All right, then I'm through. For years, I've sacrificed everything for you. I've taken one job after another, stealing like a common thief. But I'm not going to do it any longer. Give me the police.
I'd think twice if I were you, dear brother. Remember, you're implicated in this also.
I'll tell him that you kept me under a hypnotic spell.
For 4 years?
So they don't believe me. I don't care. I'm not going to be a party to murder. I'll put you back in the grave where you belong.
Police department. Hello? Hello? Police department. Police department. Police department. Police department. Hello?
You're going to put me in my grave.
What do you suppose he was doing?
Well, he wasn't digging potatoes. I'd better call headquarters. Car 60 calling headquarters.
Go ahead, car 60.
This is Tiny. We're at the old Greenwood Knoll Cemetery. We just surprised a guy trying to plant a stiff. It looks like a job for the coroner. RPC.
Okay, stand by.
The fellow over in the gas station heard the guy digging and called us. When we got here, he took it on the limb.
Did you take a look around?
Yeah, but there was no dice in this jungle.
What kind of a guy was he?
Tall, kind of skinny, wore a long black coat and hat. We were too far away to see his face.
Well, it wasn't robbery because here's his billfold with money in it.
Rufus Maynard, M.D., 1609 Terminal Building.
Hey, I've heard of him. He's a big brain specialist.
Have you figured out yet what killed him, Doc?
Strangulation by somebody with a pair of strong hands.
How long has he been dead?
I can't tell.
What's the matter? Is it a secret?
The body's been expertly embalmed.
Embalmed?
That's the work of an undertaker, isn't it?
Yes, but anyone with a knowledge of medicine could do it.
Well, this is something to work on. Let's go over to Dr. Maynard's office and see if we can pick up a clue that will lead us to this peculiar party that has a passion for pickling. Wait a minute.
What is it?
There's a body on the table.
Maybe they...
What is this, a holdup?
No, we're detectives from the Homicide Bureau. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Evans.
Who are you and what are you doing on this table?
Well, I was taking a nap while the doctor was working. I'm Susan Drake.
It's a funny place to take a nap, isn't it?
Not so bad. I often use it.
Oh, you come here quite often, huh?
Yes, I do. I'm one of the doctor's nurses.
Look, why all the questions? How'd you get in here? What's this all about?
Are you sure you don't know?
Know what?
When did you see Dr. Maynard last?
Well, about 8 o'clock when we left the office.
Who was we?
Miss Drake, Fred Mays, the chemist, and myself.
Is there anything wrong with Dr. Maynard?
Nothing that a little strangling and a shot of embalming fluid didn't cure.
You don't mean he's dead?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. We found his body about an hour ago in the old Greenwood Knoll cemetery.
You said he was embalmed?
Yes, and professionally.
And a man in a black overcoat was trying to bury him.
Did you catch him?
No, but we will. Where did you go when you left here at 8 o'clock?
Well, Miss Drake and I went to the community hospital. I have a patient there in a critical condition.
Where did you go from there and what time?
Miss Drake's home for dinner about 8:45, I'd say. Came back here about 10. I had some tests to make.
Do you know where I can find this Fred Mays?
Well, he lives at the Eastern Hotel.
Have you any idea who killed Dr. Maynard?
Not the slightest.
Thanks a lot, Doc. We'll be seeing you later. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Terry, I think those detectives suspect us.
Naturally, it's their business to suspect everyone until they find the murderer.
Dr. Maynard. I can't believe it.
That's quite a jolt. You know, I was wondering if there could be any connection between his death and the missing blood. Whoever stole that blood could have come back here to steal some more and been surprised by Dr. Maynard.
Let's see if any more is missing. Everyone seemed to like Dr. Maynard, so I can't imagine who would want to kill him. Oh!
It's Fred. Give me a hand, Susan. What's the matter? Nurse afraid of a body?
No, I just don't care for the way it was presented. Remind me not to look in my icebox when I get home.
He's been embalmed, too.
First Dr. Maynard, now Fred. Who's going to be next, Terry?
That's what I'm wondering.
We'd better call the police.
No, wait a minute. Let's not be in a hurry about this. I think...
I had a hunch it would pay us to drop back here. If this guy sits up and screams, I'll turn in my badge.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. No. For the millionth time, no. I had nothing to do with killing Dr. Maynard, Fred Mays, or anybody else.
You're more stubborn than my wife. Questioning you is like riding a merry-go-round all night. You wind up where you start.
You mean the ride's over?
Not by a jugful. Hey, where do you think you are?
I know where I wish you were. I could go for some of that coffee myself.
Not until you say yes.
All right. Yes.
Yes what?
Yes, I'd like some coffee.
Well, you can quit your stalling now, sister, and tell us the truth. Your boyfriend's just confessed.
He has?
Yes, we got it all down here in black and white.
Is that so? Well, whatever Dr. Evans says he did, I helped him.
You're pretty smart, aren't you? Bring him in.
Well, good morning, nurse. And how are all your patients?
A little frayed, I'm afraid.
Listen, you two. Suspicion of murder is a pretty serious charge. And we're going to hold you two until we...
Get anything out of them?
No, not yet. But we will. The motive isn't natural. She's his girl. He was Dr. Maynard's associate. He bumped off the doctor to take over his rich clientele. The chemist was wise, so they bumped him off, too.
They've been in custody since midnight, haven't they?
12:15.
Well, release them.
But, Chief, you...
This isn't for publication. But the body of a cab driver, neatly embalmed, was just found in his taxi cab at the corner of 3rd and Whitmore.
Another one? But that's nothing to let him loose on. They probably put him there himself. That's it. They hired the guy to drive him over to the graveyard. Then they bumped him off so he wouldn't talk. And then they parked his car.
The cab was left there less than an hour ago.
Yeah, but he could have had an accomplice, couldn't he?
That's why I say, let him go.
Oh. I just convinced the inspector that you were innocent. You can go now.
Go? But you just said that...
But I said you can go.
But I don't understand. You just said that...
Look, I've been arguing with you for 8 hours, and I'm tired of it. Either you go or I will.
Isn't that too bad? We were just beginning to enjoy it here, too. Come on, Susan. Well, goodbye, gentlemen. If you ever need a shot of embalming fluid, come up and see me sometime. You know, a man has to be in jail before he appreciates what it means to open doors for himself.
You said it. I'm certainly glad they're through with us.
I'm not so sure they are.
Why?
The police are not freeing suspects in an unsolved murder case without a good reason. It might be a trick on their part to give us a little more rope before they hang us with it.
You mean unless they find the killer, we're the most likely candidates to succeed?
Mm-hmm. That's the general idea, so it behooves us to do everything in our power to clear ourselves. Oh, fine.
What's the matter?
I wanted to call the hospital. The phone's dead.
Dying is getting to be a habit around here.
Hey.
No wonder the cord's broken.
It's been pulled out.
Well, how do you suppose that happened?
Well, it could have happened in a struggle.
Nothing else seems to be disturbed.
Well, it was no accident because the ends were stuffed neatly back into the bell box.
What's this record card doing in the wastebasket? Ormand Murks. Nature of disorder. Abnormal pressure on the 4th ventricle resulting in manic depressive insanity.
Committed to Brookdale Mental Institute, October the 18th, 1939. Hey, maybe he's the murderer, an escaped lunatic. Died June 12th, 1941. For a minute, I thought we had something there.
So did I. Must have fallen off the desk. I'll put it back in the file. Terry, listen to this. Body interred in mausoleum on family estate at Greenwood Knoll.
Well, once they're dead, what difference does it make where they put them?
But that graveyard where Dr. Maynard was found is at Greenwood Knoll.
Hey, that's right. Maybe this card has something to do with the case after all. We have to go to the hospital right now, but when we're through, we are going to pay a little visit to the Murks estate.
Oh, no, we are not. This is something for the police to handle.
Why, the police will laugh at evidence like this. Don't forget, we're #1 on their hate parade.
But, Terry, I'm no good at playing detective. I scare too easy. Oh! See what I mean?
Yes.
I still think we should let the police handle this. If we go prowling around some strange place, we're liable to get in trouble.
And we're liable to solve a mystery, too.
You know, I think you're a frustrated detective.
I am. When I was a kid, it was my great ambition. I saved up 150 bottle caps once to get a badge. Now we'll see whether I miss my calling.
Heaven help me.
We interrupt this program to broadcast a special bulletin. Dr. Lucifer Garland, staff psychiatrist at the Brookdale Mental Institute, has disappeared under strange circumstances.
Dr. Garland?
If anyone has any knowledge of his whereabouts, please get in touch with the police department at once. Dr. Garland
I was talking to him only yesterday.
Of medium height, dark hair, and weighs 160 pounds. When last seen, he was wearing a dark suit, white shirt, blue tie, black shoes, and socks. We repeat, please communicate with the police department immediately
if you have any information concerning Dr. Garland's whereabouts.
There's a connection between all this somewhere.
And it's not a good one either. Look, Susan, when we get there, you better drop me off and go on back to town.
And leave you alone?
Well, there's no telling what I might run into.
Well, we'll run into it together. You might need help, and I'm good at screaming.
Well, there's a Greenwood Knoll gas station. We'd better drive in there and find out where the Murks place is. Well, there doesn't seem to be anybody around.
There's a man under that car.
Ah. Good evening. Good evening.
Gas station's closed.
I don't want any gas, just a little information. Could you tell me where the old Murks estate is?
Murks estate? There's no one living there. Hasn't been for 5 years.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd still like to know where it is.
Interested in buying?
Yes, yes.
It's on the street back to gas station, joining the cemetery. Turnoff's about a half mile up the road. It's easy to miss. Better leave your car here, cut through the lot.
Okay, thanks. Well, you still want to go?
No, but I'm going.
All right. Well, this is it. Shall we go calling?
I'm really not in the mood.
Locked.
Maybe we can't get in, I hope.
There's a pedestrian gate. My dear?
How about some of that flashlight?
No, nothing doing. If there's anything in there, we want to sneak up on it.
Unless it sneaks up on us first. What are you going this way for? The house is over there.
A good detective always cases the joint first.
What did you say?
He always looks the ground over first so he won't fall in a trap.
Oh, Terry!
Yeah, I'm all right. Give me a hand.
Oh! Well, that's one way of finding traps.
Yeah, it must be a compost pit where they make fertilizer.
Oh, well, you better watch your step or they'll be making fertilizer out of you.
Yeah. Listen. I heard something.
That's my heart pounding.
Came from over there somewhere. Now stay close to me.
If I get any closer, we'll both be wearing the same shoes.
just a cow. Probably scared it as much as it scared us.
If we did, some farmer's going to get curdled milk in the morning.
Nice bossy.
What's this place?
I don't know. M-U-R-K-S, Murks.
Must be the mausoleum where the Murks family is interred.
Yeah, let's have a look.
No, Terry.
Why not?
We're not on a fossil hunt. We're supposed to be looking for a murderer.
Afraid of skeletons, eh? Coward, I don't see how you ever became a nurse.
Oh, I can't help it if I'm allergic to them. I don't even like a skeleton key.
Oh, brother.
That one's empty. So's that one.
Well, there's room for another gruesome twosome. Uh-oh. Somebody's been in here, and recently. Look at those footprints in the dust.
Well, I'm not anxious to put mine alongside of them. Let's go.
Ormand Murks, 1887, 1941.
Hey, this crypt hasn't been sealed.
What are you going to do?
Well, as long as we've come this far, I'm going to say hello to Mr. Murks.
Well, you can say hello, but I'm saying goodbye. Terry, Terry, Terry!
Why, that veil's very becoming to you.
Oh, take it off!
I'm afraid of a few cobwebs.
It's not the cobwebs, it's the spiders in them.
There, that's the best I can do. Now, look, hold this, will you? And stay put.
Empty.
Yeah. Looks like the tenant has broken his lease. Susan, do you suppose it's possible that Murks isn't really dead?
How could that be? We saw the record.
Maybe Dr. Maynard was mistaken. Say, for example, that Murks was in a sort of a cataleptic state, which only simulated death. It's happened before, you know.
But the embalming...
How do you know he was embalmed? His brother claimed the body. He might have been in on the deception.
The first thing you know, you'll be saying he's a zombie.
Well, there aren't supposed to be such things.
Terry, the door. Somebody's got us right where they want us.
Now, don't let your imagination run away with you. After all, doors have closed by themselves.
Well, it doesn't take any imagination, though. We're going to suffocate unless we get out of this place in a hurry.
Will you please stop talking? You're burning up all the oxygen. Susan, stand over here a minute. Didn't work. I thought maybe I could shoot the lock off.
Well, what's next, Mr. Detective? Oh, do you realize now you didn't miss your calling?
Go ahead. I deserve it for dragging you into this. But believe me, if we get out of this, we're going to make a beeline for home. Yeah. Look out.
Now let's play B and buzz away from here.
What do you mean, quit now?
I certainly do.
We're just getting warmed up.
Well, I don't care to get any warmer. I've had enough for one night, and I'm not going another step. This was your idea? first place. Terry, wait for me!
Here, hold this, Susan. I've got to get something to pry with. Hey, the door's open. Banging on the window must have jarred it open.
I've got a feeling somebody opened it. A cold, clammy feeling.
If I had your imagination, I'd write stories.
And if I had your nerve, I'd head for that front gate by myself and not wait for you.
All right, all right.
This must have been some sort of a reception room.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of business Murks was in.
I smell? Disinfectant?
Formaldehyde.
Embalming fluid.
Could be. Locked. Also locked.
Well, this one isn't, and I'm keeping it open.
Here's the answer to the business he was in.
Undertaking establishment.
So Murks was an undertaker, huh?
This place gives me the creeps. Please, Terry, let's go before I become a fit subject for one of those pine boxes myself. Oh!
It's Dr. Garland. That explains the smell of the embalming fluid.
This is horrible, Terry.
Yeah, it's time we call the police.
It's overtime. Come on.
You're so right.
Terry, are you hurt?
No, not much.
Well, then why don't you get up?
I'm looking for my gun and flashlight. Help me find them.
Oh, never mind them. Let's find the police. Terry.
Huh?
You administer the anesthetic when I grab him.
Oh, can't we just run?
Get ready. Nice work, nurse. Now we'll have a look at him.
It's Blair, the detective.
Well, where did he come from?
Yeah, you two get around, don't you? Who is it this time? Blair. Keep him covered, Tiny.
He's only been knocked unconscious.
It's Hendricks, Blair. You're okay.
Did you get his number?
Nobody ran over you. You were cold-cocked with a club.
So we caught up with you two at last, huh?
And are we glad? You're just the men we want to see.
I didn't get that impression over at Clark Drive.
Clark Drive.
Now, don't act innocent. You two knew that we were tailing you, and you gave us the slip. It was only a lucky break when we found your car over at the gas station.
Why, that's ridiculous. We didn't know you were...
We can argue about that later, Susan. Right now, there are more important things. Do you know who we found in the house?
No, but do you know who we found in your car over at the gas station? The station attendant. And dead.
Dead?
Yes, and embalmed. Now, who did you find?
Dr. Garland in the same condition.
Tiny, call up the gas station, tell them to send over the other police car. You two show us Dr. Garland.
Calling car 63. 63. Calling car 63.
63 answering. Can't you hear me?
I can now. This transmitting button sticks. We picked up the guy and the girl over at the old house near the graveyard. Blair said for you to come over as soon as you can, okay? This thing is stuck for sure now. If any calls comes from headquarters, be sure and take them down. You can't do nothing but broadcast on this set.
Yeah, nice, cozy little hideout you've got here.
It's not our hideout. Tonight's the first time we ever saw the place, and I wish I couldn't even say that.
Now, this was the embalming room. The body's right there.
Right where?
Well, it was right there not 10 minutes ago.
Well, maybe he got tired of waiting and went out to get a short beer.
This is no gag.
Murks must have taken it away.
Murks? Who's Murks?
He's an insane man, criminally insane. This is his place.
We learned about him from Dr. Maynard's records. We think he's the one who's been committing all the murders.
Yeah, go on.
He died 4 years ago at the Brookdale Mental Institute.
He died 4 years ago.
She means he died according to the records, but he's not really dead because his coffin's empty. Look, I know this sounds crazy, but...
Oh, no, it's perfectly logical. He died 4 years ago, but he's not really dead.
No.
Because his coffin is empty.
That's right.
Just a minute. Or so help me, I know one crazy guy there won't be any doubt about.
His coffin's in the mausoleum right now. If you'll go out there with me, I'll prove it to you.
I've always been a sucker for a sleigh ride. Let's go. Wait a minute. Hey, Tiny, you stay here with her and put the bracelets on her so she won't start to play hide and seek with you.
Hey, what the...
You stay in front of us.
This is really unnecessary, you know. I wouldn't try to get out of your sight in this place for a dozen pair of nylons.
I'm just carrying out orders, lady. Who's upstairs?
I wish I didn't know. He's coming down the back stairs. He's in the embalming room.
Is this joint haunted? Come out from behind that screen. Come on. Oh, you won't, eh?
Did you get him?
Yes, I got him. I'm afraid your liberty is rather restricted without this key.
Doctor said this coffin was empty.
Well, it is. I mean, it was. Well, anyhow, that's not Murks, it's Dr. Garland.
Dr. Garland? Dark hair, dark clothes, white shirt, blue tie, black. I think it is. Let's get back to the house. We'll throw a police cordon out and comb the place with a fine-tooth comb. Where's Tiny?
Where's Susan?
Hey, Tiny, where are you?
Susan! What's that?
What's the matter with you?
I heard a noise in there. I thought he was hiding behind a screen. He was behind a coffin.
Where's Miss Drake?
She's handcuffed to that cabinet over there.
Murks, we've got to find him
We'll
before...
search the house first. Wait. That's my car.
Be careful, he's got my gun.
There it goes.
Here, someone stole my car. Go and get him.
They have their lights on?
Yes.
I don't see their tail light in front of us. Which way?
It's anybody's guess.
Oh, maybe they didn't even come this far. They might have pulled off the road and stopped.
I know how to find out. Their radio's gone haywire and they're broadcasting all the time. We can pick them up on this one. That's their motor and they're not standing still.
Now, if we could just tell which road they're on.
Yeah, that's where we're stymied.
What's that?
Sounds like a railroad crossing bell.
It is. Hear the train? They're on Clock Drive. Step on it. What could be making that noise?
Some kind of interference.
It could be that big electric power station on Valley Drive.
So far, so good.
Yeah, but we haven't gained on them very much. That's what I was afraid of. He's in the downtown traffic. No chance of telling what street he's on now.
But that's the tower clock on the terminal building. And he stopped his motor.
He's going back to your office.
Tiny, you stay here. Joe, you come with us and watch the front.
Susan! Susan, have you gone mad?
Drop those guns. Drop them.
Mad because she helps me? No, my dear doctor. She's not mad. Unfortunately, some of my recent blood donors have been the wrong type. So I had to take advantage of your facilities. And your nurse very kindly assisted me. Now, if you gentlemen will step to one side, we will take our departure. Thank you. After you, my dear.
Susan!
Save your breath, Doctor. She's no longer your nurse. She's mine.
He's headed for the roof.
I'll go up the stairs.
Susan! Susan, what's the matter with you?
She's hypnotized, Doctor. And she's going to stay that way. As for you, let her have that gun. Now, my dear, you may shoot him.
Susan. Susan.
Terry.
You're all right now, darling.
I feel like I've been dreaming.
Well, I'm glad you woke up when you did.
I think I need a drink.
I think I need one, too. Let's get a zombie.
Zombie? Oh!